Goldspan Dragon triggers not only when your opponent targets it with stuff, but also when we target it with stuff. So runes are cards out of the latest expansion that draw a card when they come into play, and then either give your creature a bonus or give an equipment a bonus. So we have Rune of Speed, Rune of Flight off a small blue splash that also enables counterspells out of the sideboard, and then Rune of Sustenance here. And these cards draw cards when they come into play, and they effectively cost no mana. Like, you get to put them on this card, and it makes a treasure. Also, Runeforge Champion here, in addition to drawing a rune when it enters play, it also makes your runes cost only 1, which means your runes, when you're strapping them on Goldspan Dragon, actually cost less mana. They net you mana because you're spending 1 and you're generating a treasure that makes 2. Someone asked about Embercleave as opposed to Showdown of the Skalds deck. So this deck is a pseudo combo deck that really wants to get to its dragons and its Runeforge champions super consistently. So we're not a ton of creatures go wide aggro so much as we're looking to get to do these specific things aggressively. So having cards like this and then the horn on the back end here to draw through our deck gives us access to our cards that we need to find more consistently. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this one and see how it goes. What did I register for the tournament? Jund Control. Feels a bit like Jeskai Feather. So I think the comparison to Jeskai Feathers don't really make sense. Because, yes, I'm playing cards that target my creatures with stuff, but I'm not generating endless card advantage while doing so, right? What Feather does that's unique and powerful is generate lots of card advantage. Hey, Dougie, thank you for the 32 months, by the way. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, the Skalds also puts counters on things while we're drawing through our deck and casting lots of runes cheaply on the dragon. So in addition to finding us our combo pieces, it's also a combo enabler in that way. I guess I don't really need blue mana, huh? Yeah, maybe that's wrong and I'm supposed to play a second red there. I only have the one blue rune game one, right? It's fine. We're probably gonna Skalds on 4 here. Assuming we draw land. Ooh, questing beats the reason to play Bonecrusher that turn. Hey, Derek, thank you for the 2 months. I really appreciate the prime. Welcome. Welcome back. What are lands? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. I'm gonna save some runes for post-dragon here, I think. Just the new set and time away is good for the Soul Blurs Day. Part of why I took a break from Magic was more than just gameplay reasons. Things surrounding the community in general were definitely leaving me frustrated for a long while. So time off was good for that. I think I play this to scry because I want to hit an untapped land next turn, right? So I can go Goldspan into a bunch of spells. Perfect. So they're attacking us for 11. Oh, we're dead to cleave. Dragon gives them mana to cleave. That's annoying. I think we would have been able to win this game if I had drawn... If we had drawn a land on time, but the fact that we missed a land drop was brutal. Never not dead to cleave, fam. If I'd have hit the land drop on curve, I would have been able to play Bonecrusher Giant as a blocker. And then I would have played this. And then I would have been able to block the Questing Beast to beat a much higher life total. Hey, Will Tico, thank you for the half a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Is this a Redcap matchup? Maybe on the draw. No, I'm going to click submit on the play. And just try and linear them. We were real close to having a good one there. And they both stole our thing and had Embercleave. His hand doesn't really do anything, right? Has all of our colors of mana, but... Yay, spell land split cards. Oh, I didn't realize how close we came into top 1200 by default. It's interesting. I think we probably don't want to play this on exactly 4 anyways. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and play this land and then Shatterskull Smashing this 1/1. Make their Lovestruck Beast a touch worse. Birgi helps us find our cards, Dirk. You don't play Birgi for the front side, you play her for the horn on the back side. The back side lets you discard cards to draw 2. Yeah, the horn is really strong. Oh, sure, front side making mana also seems okay too, yeah. Well, I mean, from a consistency standpoint, our deck got to execute its game plan 2 games in a row. But from is our game plan good enough to be competitive? We got a big solid nope. Just killed on turn 5 cleanly 2 games in a row by Embercleave. And again, like that's the litmus test for decks in this format, right? Like, can you keep up? Like, we were able to execute our thing. Yeah, and again, like, good example of, like, stop putting cards like Great Henge in your girl deck. Put 4 Embercleaves in your deck. Please cut your cleaves and play Great Henges so I can have a chance to combo kill you. Yeah, Klothys felt like the missing piece to the Jund puzzle, like it is. I like the list that I ended on and submitted a lot. Would you believe me, Full Flame, if I told you I think Embercleave is largely fine in this format? I'm sure now that I said that, we're gonna die to Embercleave a bunch of times. So like, a deck like what we're playing, if Embercleave wasn't beating us, there's a good chance there would be a ton of other cards that would be beating us instead. Like, our deck is likely slow, clunky, and bad. Like, you have to, like, I know it's easy to bitch about cleave in games like that last one we just played, but if you think about it, we played against an aggro deck and literally did not interact with them, and they killed us on turn 5. The aggro deck killing you on turn 5 when you spend 0 time interacting with them is so incredibly okay, it's unreasonable. Like, there is nothing wrong with the aggro deck killing you on turn 5 when you don't interact with them. The solution isn't to bitch about the aggro deck. The solution is to look at your shitty deck and go, oh, maybe I should have interacted with the aggro deck before turn 5. Or had a proactive. Yeah, it's when aggro decks that are killing you on, like, I'd even argue turn 4 consistently. I think turn 5's a good turn to be dying on if you're ignoring your opponent. 3 is definitely a problem. I think I'd argue 4 is probably a problem too. Oh, you can cantrip runes on a land. That's funny. I hadn't thought about that. We're gonna see a bunch of stuff in Historic. While I am still taking some deck submissions at $50 for Historic, just like Standard, I'm also gonna be brewing a bunch of stuff. We're gonna revisit a bunch of old favorites. Again, part of the reason why I increased the price of submissions is so I can make time to play more things that I want consistently. And that's gonna include in Historic once they ban Uro. Yeah, I think occasional turn 4s are fine, SJ, but it shouldn't be happening every game. Party Bus is probably not playable. They banned Agent of Treachery in that format, right? Is that's still true? Man, they drew just like gas fucking cards off of our deck. This is our Bonecrusher Giant. They drew our Fury, like. Tybalt's Trickery's consistency and the number of cards you have that can interact with it, I think largely make it fine. I don't really think Tybalt's Trickery is a problem. If Robber attacks you 4 times, you deserve to have good cards stolen. I don't know that I agree with that assessment. Like hitting 3 good cards out of 4 when my deck is half lands is like, you know, it's definitely above average. Am I dead? Do you have a Rimrock? Congrats on your new little one, Blur's Day. I appreciate the 28 months. It's good to be back. Hope everything's going well with you and yours. Sure, I didn't say it shouldn't draw 1 good card. I said it shouldn't draw three good cards out of 4. Is what I actually said. Was the implication of what I was saying. Let's bring in all the spot removal here, trim some of these clunkier cards. Fantastic, Blurs. You love to hear it. Can you fall out of Mythic? You cannot. Might be right to mulligan this. I don't know. This fishing up lifelink rune seems fine. Hey, Recess, thanks for the 16 months. I saw someone at 30% in Mythic once. Woof. I think we've gotten down into like the low 80s or high 70s maybe before on stream. Playing some real piles. I think we're just fire prophesying one of these. Probably bottoming a Birgi. Perfect. Shatterskull Smashing is so good. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. One of your finest lands, please, deck. Maybe I'm supposed to play Birgi there, actually. The scary part here is they have 5 spells in their hand because they missed a land drop. They have a way to sacrifice my creature? They do not. Alright, good. Is it crazy to Birgi first? I guess it is actually, right? I'm gonna dragon attack. And then next turn I can horde, right? If we need to. And really pippity pop off. I think we're gonna get to do the thing, chat. I don't know if the thing is very good, but we're gonna do it. No, wait! Come back, opponent! I wasn't done drawing cards yet, not by a long shot. Damn it! Damn it, opponent! What did fun ever do to you? What a bully. So yeah, the backside of this was gonna mean it was really hard to brick off, right? You get to discard a card to basically draw the top 2 cards of your deck. Why do you have to value your time, opponent? Why couldn't you let me spin my tires and dirtle my cards? Yeah, ideally we were gonna like draw our entire deck and play all 4 dragons and draw a bunch of cards. Morning Bandit. That was what a perfect world was gonna result in there. Yeah, we'd barely started the carnival music. Shatterskull, Fire Prophecy, send me up. Sangir, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel today. Probably saving this to be a spell. We'll see what they play. Damn it, Bernie Sanders. Am I cycling anything here? Feels like Defiant Strike, right? I guess this cycles for free later. I think I cycled the Strike. Could go either way, though. If I was greedy, I'd cycle a land. I like that the rune gives lifelink. We need to fade. If we can dodge a Torbrand, we need to dodge Torbrand and cleave this turn. Is a little ambitious. Okay, no Torbrand, no cleave. Alright, so we take 2 to kill these, unfortunately. But it's definitely the play. So we're at least 10 here. What's going on, Dingo? Yeah, we should hit Mythic every month with me playing a lot of decks that I choose to play. There's a lot. It feels like there's a good amount of space to brew in this format. That's true. Yeah, their hand being all spells a little bit scurry. They have like a Rim Job Knight here, and they're debating on if they wanna poke us with it. I assume they do if they have it. It feels fitting that you have to take damage to do that to the Bonecrusher Giant. Feels like it's on point. Ooh, that's a great draw. That's actually like a really good draw. Mystical Pot, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning. Oh gosh, they're gonna have 2 X1s this turn too? So they just played, so we don't dragon this turn, right? Wait, can I dragon and Shatterskull for 2? I might actually be able to do both. Yeah, I could do both actually, right? So I could do this, and this costs 1. And this gets a treasure when it attacks too. This can't block anyways. Sweet, we won. Sick. This deck's really sweet when we don't die to Embercleave on 5. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Yeah, there be dragons! Can we target both dragons with Smash for 0 for extra treasure? I don't know if that card actually has targets if you played for 0. I don't know if you can divide it as you choose if you're choosing 0 for X. I don't know if that's a legal play. I mean, Goldspan's definitely a part of why I'm enjoying Standard. I definitely love 4/4 flying haste dragons on average. They're a lot of fun. Ooh, Runeforge is nice. None of those are the dragon I wanted for Christmas, unfortunately. We could just die to this over the course of the next couple turns. Okay, so... we can do this. We can step on this, which gives this a counter. I can play Rune of Sustenance here, which gives this a counter and gives it lifelink. I can Rune of Flight here now as well. I think I'd rather Defiant Strike and just gain as much life as possible this turn, right? So I think we fight as one to gain life. Do I want them to be able to jump block? I actually probably don't want them to be able to jump block, right? So maybe I do this instead. It's only one less life. I don't need to bounce the Skalds. I have another Skalds in hand. Need to fade Giant Slayer here. This gives something double strike, right? Yeah, it does. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't know that we can play around that one. Feel like I'm happy with the choices I made. I don't think I want to jump block with this turn. I don't think Halvar is a card we're supposed to play around without seeing it. Fire Prophecy is an easy in here. Not interested in Shepherd of the Flock. Yeah, I think we put ourselves in a good position to win that game, and we just got and sometimes that happens. Yeah, it's like mono white cleave, basically. Yeah, the fact that the white deck, like, Giant Slayer and the Apparition being cards that you can play in your aggro deck that are interaction but also proactive is a big deal. Like that aspect of it is very good. The fact that you get to have good linear draws, but you also have that scotch of interaction for when people are going to race you is huge, I think. Seems good. Well, you know what? I should have played this on red, so this could be second white potentially. I don't need blue mana. Yes, Maul on Hollowblade is very good. The white aggro deck, I actually registered 4 copies of Deadweight in my deck that I'm playing this weekend, and the white aggro deck is the reason why. I'm playing 3 copies of Soul Shatter as well, but I think being able to kill their thing is super important. Giving things lifelink is super good in these aggro matchups too. Selfless Savior makes this pretty bad as a spell, so almost assuredly playing it as a land. If they have the White God, they're attacking me for 6 in the air this turn. It's pretty scary.
Dad? Dad, we lost another degree.
We lost another degree.
Dad, I'm just a baby girl.
You can borrow my space heater. She's a little chilly. You should probably take the space heater up with you.
Or do you think that might be covered in ice?
No, it's fine. Yeah, if you want to turn that on, as long as you keep her off of it, that's fine too.
You think I shouldn't? I can take the space heater. I just have to put it like a...
I mean, you'd have to keep her away from that too, so whatever you...
But I could put it up on a table. Or
space heater on a table is probably not a good idea.
The counter...
Okay, sure.
...is not flammable.
It does have tip protection. It's very fancy.
Which will counter fine. But, like, it's also not going to heat 4 point.
It's true.
How is it warmer down here than it is upstairs?
Because I had that running earlier this morning. I kick it on every morning for a few minutes when I come down. Because it gets too hot. It works well.
Well, la-dee-da!
Well, la-dee-da, yep.
Appropriate temperatures. While the rest of the family wears mittens.
I think we're dead. I don't know that we can beat this again. I mean... I guess we fire Prophecy and then hope to fire Prophecy again. The computer is a space heater already arena? Not really. I mean, actually doesn't heat up that much. So this moves an equipment for free. You may attach target or equipment to your creature you control. So this is just gonna kill us next turn, right? We're just a turn too slow again. Our deck feels like it's consistently a turn too slow against all these aggro decks in the format. Let's take a peek. Maybe we need a little bit more interaction in the main deck. It's like every combat, we just like a turn and a half too slow. I mean, we're basically playing a turn 6 aggro deck Tubos against turn we're playing a turn 6 aggro deck against turn 5 aggro decks is what's happening. We keep dying on their turn 5 when we need to make it to our turn 6 is what's actually occurring. So you're right that they're being a turn faster than us, but it's not 4 versus 5, it's 5 versus 6. Maybe Shepherd of the Flock is not an effect that we need. I haven't really felt like I know it's cute to rebuy Showdown, but like with all of these cantrips, I'm not sure that that's an effect that we need. We have the Horn to draw a bunch of cards with as well. 4 Fight is 1. That's probably 3 Fight is 1's probably fine. It's kind of interaction. Maybe we board one of these. Do we just play Fire Prophecy in the main? I've got missing 4 slots here. Do I want more Fire Prophecies or do I want to max on Bonecrusher Giants? Probably just want to max on Giants, right? I don't really want to play a shitty 2-1 that attacks and then trades with something. Like, this card, you're assuming this card, we have the dragon, and I'd much rather just play other cards that let us interact, so in board states where we don't have this card is only good when all of our pieces come together, and I'd rather just have generically good interaction that's good even when we don't have everything together already. So I think with that in mind, I think it's probably just a bunch of Bonecrusher Giants. Is likely the right call. I mean, like this card, the card being suggested does technically ramp us. Like it makes treasures when you attack. The search for a dragon seems pretty unlikely though. I believe your dwarf deck is bad and you win because you have Goldspan and Cleave in it. I believe that that's an accurate statement that you just told me. Those two cards are great. I wanted to, before we look at it, I want to highlight something. I want to highlight something that I think shows that a reason why I like the format here. So this is SCG. For people that aren't familiar, SCG runs qualifier tournaments on Friday and Saturday for their Sunday 5K tournaments. And one of these weekends where I don't have another event like the F2K event, I'll probably play in some of their tournaments. But like, they're decent data sources. So like this event had how many people? This first satellite had 103 people in it. And we got a metagame breakdown here. And while there's a lot of Sultai in the metagame breakdown, one, there's 2 different Sultai variations, Ultimatum and Control are split. And more important than just the metagame percentage, the win rate on the most popular deck actually isn't that good. Which this is something that's healthy about good formats, where if the deck that's the most popular deck isn't posting a busted win rate consistently, and it's consistently like at or under 50%, that means the format very likely has tools to compete with that archetype. And like, we can make examples, we can like make estimations of like why this is what it is, right? So like, for example, mono red here has a 60% win rate almost. So like, there's a good chance that like this deck's high win rate is related to the fact that this deck has a low win rate, right? Like, red aggro seems like it feasts on... Yeah, it's also important to note that, like, you can't look at one data sample like this because number of decks is a relevant metric as well. So like, you need to like, you shouldn't look at just like one of these qualifiers. Like the best thing to do is like, I think they have 7 or 8 of these over Friday and Saturday. So like looking at the summation of all of these is the best way to go about it. But like the first one looks optimistic. And like, yeah, people are talking about like Doom Foretold and Jund Sacrifice having 70% win rates here. These are 3 deck and 4 deck sample sizes. So like this 17 and 25, these are 6-round qualifiers. So like these are like getting close to being reasonable. Like this 49% win rate is like over 100 matches. Or over, is it matches or games? I'm pretty sure this is matches. I think. I'm pretty sure this is matches. So like that's more games than that too. That's it. So look, I'm optimistic about the current form. People have been so hurt by standard for so long. Like people are constantly like waiting for the other shoe to drop, it feels like. And for people that are new to the channel, like Bad and Fenny are there, in addition to playing Magic professionally for many years and streaming Magic for half a decade now, I have a master's degree in mathematics, so like I've taught statistics classes, I understand numbers and the breakdowns and stuff like that, so I love digging into that types of information. And while you can't make strong conclusions, like I said, off that single small sample size, like if we have 7 or 8 SCG qualifiers, all of 100 plus people over the course of the weekend, like that at a point is approaching where like you can get reasonable estimations because your sample sizes are getting bigger at that point. Which is why MTG Melee and the data that they provide is such a huge asset to the community. Really, really glad that they exist. Doom Foretold is very, very good. There isn't actually data. We don't actually have data. You can say you think Doom Foretold is very, very good, but until Doom Foretold, until a deck is in that Sultai ultimatum position where it's acknowledged as the best deck and everybody cares about it and everybody builds their deck to beat it, you can't like say this is the best deck and this deck is great. Like it's probably reasonable. Like I would believe you that it's competitive, but the idea that like looking at this 3 deck sample size and saying like, oh, this deck's busted and great, like, probably not. It's probably fine. If you enjoy playing it, you should enjoy playing it. Wasn't Untapped.gg supposed to give global statistics? So Untapped.gg requires Untapped. So while Untapped.gg has some larger sample sizes than like what Melee can put together, Untapped.gg has what we call selection bias, or I forget if it's selection bias or response bias, where Untapped only has data from people that choose to run their deck tracker. So the type of player that Untapped is collecting data from tends to fall in a very specific category. A category of people who are choosing to specifically share that type of info. I'm gonna wait to play Skalds. I know they've already played one of these, but I'd rather not run this into a counter unless I pay 1 card. I think, and this is something we've talked about before too, I think it's also important to note that like, what's the word I'm searching for? A competitive tournament setting like the SCG tournaments as well versus like the ladder, the types of people playing there are also different as well. And the types of games you play are a little bit different too. When there's something more at stake, when you've paid money to play in an event like that, it hits different for a lot of people. Hey, Dylan, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. It's good to be back. Yeah, if they cast Ultimatum here, we're gonna die. So I'm not, when I say playing in a tournament is different, I'm not even referring to like the types of decks you're gonna play against are necessarily different, so much as I'm referring to the amount invested players are. And the best way to describe this is, think about how you personally play ladder matches in Magic Arena. How often are you playing a Magic Arena ladder match and the only thing you are doing is playing the ladder? How often are you doing that versus, okay, you're also watching a stream or you're also paying attention to family members or stuff like that? Like, there's often something else going on while you're doing it, right? And while that could be the case for people playing some of these from home tournaments, I think on average, you're going to have people who have more of their focus invested in a tournament like that versus not. It was a very sweet sequence with the using the dragon to ramp there. Literally watching you and goldfishing a modern deck while playing Arena. Yeah, exactly. I think we're probably dead at this point. Drawing, and this is like pretty peak Magic, speaking of matchup variants, right? We added Fire Prophecies and Bonecrusher Giants to our deck, and then like immediately queue into the control deck where I wish I could have a thing to pick my Skalds back up. We're just passing the turn here. Got a bunch of negates in our sideboard for a matchup like this. Some Mystic Disputes. Honestly, this Fighters one's probably good too. Fire Prophecies and Bonecrusher Giants all come right on out here. Probably want to trim Defiant Strike. My lanes around. We're on only 19 lands. I guess we're on 25 with these technically. Bunch of cantrips here too. I guess this is fine. We have all of our colors. We have a Negate. We have a Skalds. Like, this is... Our deck does not have the tools to be super aggressive in a matchup like this, so I think a hand that takes it slow like this is fine, so we're going to need to be able to go a little bit slow. Want to, like, get ourselves set up for a big turn with, like, Negate and Fight as one protection, and then go from there, I think. Hit some land drops. This propel us into more, etc. I'm negating a Cultivate this turn. Nailed it. Do I need second white? Not right now. I think I'd rather have second blue for double negate down the line. Have a good night, Kurt. These are enchant permanent for whatever reason. Because you could technically enchant creatures and equipment, so you can just like randomly slide them onto things like this to draw cards if you're gonna brick. Which is nice in instances like this, I suppose. I posted my Jund list in the subscriber Discord server last night. Have not tweeted it. I went to bed before the submission deadline closed, so I didn't want to tweet it out before the submission deadline closed. There's a good chance we want a 26 land in this deck too. Shatterskull Smashing's really good, and I wouldn't mind a 4th copy of it. We're just looking for a land tier rate. And they discarded Assaultimatum here, so like I'm kind of expecting them to have more of those. Naked binding results. Oh no, not my rune! Oh no, chat, they killed our rune! Oh no. Got him. He's eliminated. We just had it landscaped, yep. Alright, so this is the part where they go 8th land, ultimatum, dispute or negate. I assume is how this turn plays out. Or they're just like playing this to ramp again? Sure. Deal. Got me. I guess this is potentially loose because like next turn they could have negate with their what's it called? It should not be good for us. Because like confident they have another ultimatum since they binned one to hand size earlier. So the question is, do they have ultimatum plus land plus counterspell? Which seems likely. Like I assume that their negates came in against us. That's a tapped land, right? So they have to have dispute now. 6, 7, 8. Of course they have dispute. How do I like it compared to Zero Dawn? Luna Hero, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. I don't know that I would really put... Horizon Zero Dawn and Dad of Boy in the same category for games. Like, they're both story-driven, but Horizon Zero Dawn tends to be a little bit more open-worldy. And the combat in the two games couldn't be more different. They're both very good titles. I don't know that I'd necessarily lump them together. I guess they're both PlayStation titles, although Zero Dawn's on PC now. I guess you could say they're related, and that I'm excited for the sequels to both to release this year. Is the Jund deck on Cardboard Live? Not my last iteration. I posted the build that I decided to submit in the subs Discord last night. Like I said, if you're not in there, you can hop in there by following the directions here. I think Witcher 3 and Horizon Zero Dawn are relatively comparable. Although, Horizon Zero Dawn is a very PG game by comparison to Witcher 3. Hey, Dirt Knight, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah. God of War is a PlayStation exclusive. I'm just cycling this. I think Horizon Zero Dawn's rated T for teen, but it doesn't really have swearing. It doesn't have like explicit sexual content like Witcher 3 does. Don't mind me, just can't tripping. I would assume the Horizon Zero Dawn is too graphically intensive for the Switch as a console. If you haven't done so before and you have a PC, you can plug your Switch controller into your PC if you just want to play it with a gamepad. Got him. This is where I spin my tires, chat. This is the way we spin the tires, spin the tires, spin the tires. Remember when Atros was somewhat reasonable? I don't think that was ever true. Can you remind me? Because I don't remember that point in time. I guess there was a window where this saw play in Esper Mentor? Or not Mentor, Esper Hero? Was Esper Hero? That's a big in. I think we're dead, champ. I think there's a chance our deck's not very good, fam. I don't really have any graveyard hate. I don't know how interactive our opponent's deck is. I might just click submit. They're also playing a brew. I mean, Mythic doesn't really mean anything to Mo's. I'm not really chomping at the bit to play in WotC qualifiers. I'd rather play in MTG. I'd rather play in melee events than random whatever. I think the next in-client thing is limited at that. I would assume that there are a few takes on what our archetype is doing. Yeah, the next qualifier is sealed, right? I have 4 lanes already, and I technically have 2 cantrips. So I'm gonna bottom this, hoping to find like a Skalds or a Dwarf. matter where we scryed it anyways, chat. Hold on to these for now. If I don't draw a 5th land next turn, I'll probably cantrip at least one of these runes to try and hit Goldspan on curve. We found the land, so I think we just play this and then pass. Just plan to dragon next turn. A hold up fight is one here. In case they have an edict effect, I'm not going to go in on the runes on this just yet. Oh no, don't Valky me. Oh, please, don't Valky me. Potentially, James. I'm gonna play the Jund deck today. Nah, I usually don't continue playing decks once I'm happy with them. Maybe after the tournament. Once the deck line submission is passed, I can't make any changes. Discord is great. Are you to do the thing this turn, chat? I think we're gonna get to do the thing. It's certainly feeling like it. So again, now that this is in play, all of these net us mana on the runes. Gonna run out of cards here, I think, unfortunately. Oh, not yet. I'm not done yet. It says you may play those cards until the end of your next turn. So I can still play this to protect on their turn too here, right? So they can't even touch my dragons with the face-up Sejiri Shelter. Do we have a third deck for today? Yeah, probably. I've got like one more Imni with this one after this. I'd like to try and pop off at least once more. It's kind of neat when it does the thing. But we got to do that at least a couple of times in here. I don't think this deck's very good, but as far as like a do the thing deck goes, it seems reasonable. I'm gonna bring in the extra protection spell here. I'll leave the Bonecrusher Giants in for killing Valkys, because Valky takes our dragon or our dwarf. That's bad for us. Yeah, this is good, right? It's a 3-lander. I should update the tournament commands. Good suggestion. It's rude taking my land. Don't really need lifelink to race in this matchup, so we pretty much just like always grab the thing that lets us let's get a little bit extra attack. I think I want to can. You know what? Actually, what I should have done, I should have waited to play my land. I think I want to cantrip this turn because I want to. Oh, I should have. There's no reason not to put it on here. I'm just used to putting it on the lands for the last few games that we played, so I must have put damage. I want to play Dragon before I Showdown here. It's a little bit worse if they have another Duress or a Negate, but they're through a bunch of those cards already, so this is fine. You don't want to jam this as soon as possible because you want to be able to have a Dragon in play already when you're playing cards off of this. We now have a Field of Rude. It's true, you know. All right, and now I have enough mana that I can Showdown, and then I can Dragon plus play other stuff next turn with it still, so that's good. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana next turn at least. This takes 11 lands total to work. We did not mill over our fling cards, so we could theoretically kill them next turn. Both of these are rituals. They cost 1 mana and they make 2 mana. The White Walkers are coming, chat! Winter is here! Yeah, looks like we're gonna get there without the fling. See the second and third line of text on Skalds looking good here. It all came together nicely. Love it. I love it when a plan comes together. Could you stomp your own dragon? Well, not to cycle, but to like cast a spell and make two and be mana neutral, yeah? Horn and Spank. Charizard power. Yeah, that's Charizard Dynamaxing, I think. You discard cards exiled with Horn and Trigger. You cannot prime. If you could do that, Horn would go infinite with itself. However, you can draw cards with Horn that can trip, which then draw you a card that you can discard to Horn. So with the right permutation of cards, Horn can take us basically through our whole deck. Okay, Horn puts cards into exile, so they're not in your hand to discard. How does Curiosity combo with Horn, Shuki? Can you explain? I should probably just kill this right away in case they have a, what's it called? A Fabled Passage. And then we'll drop a Shatterskull on this. Oh, they can't play. Oh, sure. Okay, so this is fine. Now we go this into Runeforge, get our lifelink. What variety game are we planning on doing after Data Boy? Bloodborne. What's the quickest way to get a timeout in this channel? What's going on? What's going on, Fizzy? Well, the God side with electrostatic field. Sounds about right. Never beats a Doomblade. That's super unfortunate. Okay, there's a dragon. Just need to hit some lands here now. God, fuck Magic sometimes. God damn it, Magic. If we hit 2 lands in these cards, we would have, like, killed them next turn with this dragon. And one of them could have even been a tapped land this turn. Like, I waited till turn 5 to play this for a reason. Super unfortunate. Well, we're not dead on board at least, I suppose. Cleave ho! Oh, just a great hedge. God bless you. Oh, and a Goldspan Dragon. Is that lethal? That's exactly lethal because of the great hedge, right? Wait, did my opponent just punt? Did they just miss lethal? All right. Let's see if we can draw. If we draw an untapped land, we can kill our opponent next turn. If we draw an untapped land, we can kill our opponent because they miss lethal. Bonecrusher Giant, no Bonecrusher. Okay, I think they're dead. Opponent missed lethal and I think they're dead. Yeah, I think we got him. Again, all of these 1-mana spells net us a mana. This is essentially standard Storm. Yeah, basically. Oh, I drew a Runeforger too. It's fine. They're dead. Beep, beep. All right. Shout outs that game. I would like to shout out to my opponent for punting on board lethal. Giving us a chance to do the thing after we bricked on a land. Yeah, like when the thing happens, it's like really good. Like we just 20'd our opponent. And like we wouldn't have even needed our opponent to punt on board lethal if our Skalds had drawn 2 lands. If our Skalds had drawn 2 lands, we would have done that the turn previous. Like we only needed them to miss lethal because we got unlucky. So I have 19 plus 7 is 26 lands. Can I cut this Crawl's Fury on the draw? I think that's the play. All right, we got to fully pop off. This will be the last match with this deck, and then we'll do something else. All right, looking for a removal spell here. This is a roundabouts removal spell later. Has a Gruul player ever drawn just 1 Lovestruck Beast? Is that possible? Or is that illegal? I think it might be illegal. Only when I'm playing the deck. When do they have turn 3 Tron? Always. When do you have turn 3 Tron? Never. Cleave ho! Why didn't you just play Great Hedge, opponent? Hey, drop it like it's hot. Am I dead yet? Survey says. I'm not dead yet. Okay. If they had second Bonecrusher Giant, they would have killed us last turn, right? Alright, are they dead? Are they dead? They draw a plummet? Not a plummet. All right. All right, so I need one more 1-mana spell. So let's Fire Prophecy our dragon. So I need a 1-mana spell because playing Runeforge Champion takes all of my mana right now, chat. And a 1-mana spell ramps me. So I can't currently play Runeforge Champion and play his rune. For people that need to process how the combo works. I don't think I can target anything if I do this for 0 though, right? This doesn't have targets, right? Is that my understanding of this? Like I can't pick 0 and target this? Is that how magic works? Anybody a judge? Yeah, but it would put counters on here. Dividing damage needs at least 1. Yeah, that was my understanding of it. Okay, so we were 1 mana short of being able to kill them this turn. That's okay. That's okay. Alright, so we just need them to brick next turn still? I boarded out my fling, right? So I can't kill them post-combat, even if we do a bunch here. Just need 1 brick out of them. Oh, we need 2 bricks, right? Because they have the Bonecrusher drop. And it has to be exactly Lovestruck Beast, right? Because any 1/1 they draw means they can't attack with these still. Thanks, Great Henge. Chat, if you put the first Great Henge in your deck before the 4th Embercleave, stop. Get some help. So, Henge doesn't trigger on tokens, so another Lovestruck Beast could have given them a 1/1. But, like, this doesn't work, no? Some quality jank. We did beat a cleave. That's true. We did manage to not die to cleave. It is, we can't really get better than that. That is a perfect ending point. Do I think this deck is very good? Definitely not. Do I think it is sweet? Certainly. To make the one person happy who mentioned it earlier, there is a chance that Brazen Outlaw is reasonable in this deck. If you wanted to fit these in, it's probably over like Fire Prophecy plus Birgi. This is less flexible than Birgi, though. The fact that Horn of the Bounty lets us draw cards in the late game means once we get going, it makes it harder to brick when you're comboing those. So this could potentially let you ramp up into Dragon. Like, we had a number of games in that set where, like, we were going to combo kill them on turn 6, but they killed us on turn 5. And, like, maybe the treasure from this gives you the access that you can combo before you get killed by the other aggro deck. But overall, this was fun. Like, we got to 20 people with Goldspan Dragon the turn we played it a couple of times, and that's all you could really ask for. All right.